Oh, let's start this day with love. Here we go. I start my day with love when I start my day with love. That's what I get. Oh, it's the land. I start my day with love when I start my day with love. That's what I get. More love is love. Love, 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 start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, that's sweet release. So peace. Oh, I start my day with you. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. I choose peace, 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 I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. I choose joy, 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 I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy. Having that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy. I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy. I feel that sweet release. Love, love, it starts right in your very own heart. Isn't that where it all starts? It starts in your heart like a warm, wondrous breeze. Gently, restart it. I'll take this opportunity to start it over. Here we go. It starts in your heart like a warm summer breeze, gently at first like a wind through the trees. Slowly moves you until you can see that it starts in your very own heart. Feeling you want is more near than you know. It's not to be found in the places you go. It only resides in the depths of your soul, and it starts in your very own heart. What is most real is what you can feel. What makes it start is an opening heart. It starts to move when you feel your heartbeat. Opens the door to a world eyes can see. you at home where we all long to be, and it's us in your very own home. In your very own home. In your very own home.
Well, good morning. Good morning. Wow, people showed up this morning. Look at this. You know, we had quite a day yesterday, and you don't know it. We had a fun fair yesterday. Boy, did we have fun. Boy, there was some fun going on. And I just want to do a blanket thank you. If I started picking people out, and we'd be here all day because there's so many people that helped. But we had a tremendous experience yesterday of community and of fun and of spirit and of exchanging energy. But welcome to the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Steve Van Meter, your senior minister. It's my honor and privilege to welcome you all this morning. I always, ministers always have this thing about having an event on Saturdays because they think that nobody's going to show up Sunday morning, but you showed up again. God bless you. And God bless you in Zoom land for showing up, because without you, we would have no Zoom. So we're going to do what we do every Sunday. We're going to repeat our vision mission statement, which says, we are an open, loving, spiritual community dedicated to evolving consciousness through teaching spiritual principles. Yeah, we're having some problems with the slide this morning. But hey, it wouldn't be Sunday without some fun, right? So, there it is. Let's recite it once again together. Okay. We are an open, loving, spiritual community dedicated to evolving consciousness through teaching spiritual principles. I'd like to invite Paula Peterson up, who is our board president and a practitioner, for our announcements. Let's hear for Paula.
Thank you, Reverend Steve. Good morning, and it is so good to see you. I see a few sunburned faces. I think I got a little sun yesterday too. And I also wanted to extend thank you and just mention a few things that happened yesterday. I know if I went into names, I'd be here all day, but we had people that helped, well, all along for months, organizing, taking minutes, organizing meetings, making phone calls and emails. We also had set up on Friday. And of course, set up on Saturday. We couldn't set up in the parking lot, so we had to do that Saturday morning. We had people that procured our raffle prizes. We had 5 great prizes. And Ralph won. He won one, and you know what that means. Thank you, Ralph. So that was really fun. And we had also a Cooper-inspired treasure hunt. So Cooper's the grandson, and he inspired us. So Wendy organized this treasure hunt for the kids. That was so fun. There was a kids booth. Then there was cleanup. People that showed up with fresh energy at 4 o'clock and going, oh, it's so nice. And they helped we had all the chairs up on here, and they helped move the chairs down. So many things had to happen, and so many people had to step up. And the vendors were great. They were all wonderful. It was really nice energy. And there were people coming through that had never been to our center that said, hey, this is a nice place. I like this energy here. And I don't know how many packets Reverend Steve handed out, but we had a lot of free lemonade going out the door and free cookies, and it was really a good time. Yeah, Jeff was one that showed up with this fresh face. Hey, I'll move chairs. I'm going, that's so great. So I think that's all I'm going to say about that. It was very fun. Oh, so we do have some leftover meat. We have probably at least $50 of leftover meat and some sliced cheese. We'll be using the cheese at our center. The meat will be for a picnic later on in the summer. We'll announce that. So that'll be really fun. The buns, however, won't keep. We have buns over there that I'd like you to take home. Just grab a pack on your way out the door today. We don't want them to go bad, so help yourself. Thank you. Now, I want you to mark your calendars. So the second Sunday in July, we're going to have our community forum or our community meeting. And that's going to be at noon. And that's where the board and your minister will answer any questions. If you have questions about what's going on, we have some special announcements that we'll be making, and that's going to be July 10th. So if you have any questions, that's the time. Bring them. We'll do our best to answer them. I want you to please update your addresses. This is the time that we are going to be we're going to be sending out a few letters over the summer about our annual meeting in the fall. Our bylaws dictate these letters be sent out to make sure I have your correct address. And in your insert and in the e-news, you'll find my email and phone number. And if you don't know it, ask me. So next Sunday is going to be potluck Sunday, and I said bring your favorite Americana dish, and if you want to include red, white, and blue, that's up to you. So that'll be fun. We have I reveal almost every Sunday our special fundraising project for our air conditioning unit. Now, the people at Lamb Air were here all day Friday putting that in. So right now, we have that brand new unit in. I looked at the temperatures and I'm dialing the phone. I'm like, oh my gosh, can you guys get us in this week? So let's look at the video here. Where are we on the fundraising? That was an old dial-up thing, huh? That's, people don't recognize that anymore. Okay, so because we don't have to worry about the kitchen, our fund is really $6,700 that we want to raise. And last week, $150 were donated in the blue envelopes, and so that's the total is now $5,123 that you all have donated to this special project. So we are much closer to being there. So thank you very much. Thank you. And if you want to donate, put it in the memo line on your check or put it in that blue envelope you'll see in front of you. Okay. Last thing is the Spiritual Living Circle on Wednesday nights. It'll be from 6 to 7:30 with Trasia, studying the Science of Mind magazine. If you have questions, call her and look in your insert or e-news for more information. The metaphysical book study is, I think, on hold for next week, but it will continue the following week from 9 to 9:45. Thank you.
We are one. We are one. I am you. You are me. We are one. And in this unity, we shall live in harmony as we set down, as we are one. We are one. We are one. I am you, you are me, we are one. And in this unity, we shall live in harmony as we set down, as we are one.
Good morning. Let's read the next thing that comes up on the screen here. There we go. Our gratitude together, please. I am so thankful to know what a powerful tool for the divine is my practice body temple. And so it is. And so it is. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Bucky Dennerline, one of the practitioners here at the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. And I welcome each and one of you. I know that whether you're on Zoom or in the room, you are in your perfect place, receiving all that you need to have a beautiful, fulfilled life. Joining me in this service today is our practitioner at the back of the room holding the high watch, Janet Murray. Thank you, Janet. And she will be able to direct you to a practitioner for prayer if you would so like to have a short affirmative prayer with one of the practitioners after the service. Or you can fill out one of the prayer requests, the yellow one in the back of your seat, the blue one when you get the demonstration, and you know you will. And God always is in the middle of everything, of course, whether we see it or not. So, and you can do it virtually. Go to our website and there's a prayer request form there. If there are other practitioners beside myself and Janet that are available for prayer, would you please raise your hand? We have Paula and Deborah. So thank you. Don't go without prayer. Start the week off great. Let's see. If you have a cell phone and it hasn't been turned off yet, please do that now. Just check the little button for the silencer there. And that's great. What else do we have going here this morning? Oh, flowers. We have some gorgeous flowers. Shirley brought them yesterday. Thank you, Shirley. And in anticipation of today, it's a beautiful, beautiful bouquet. Thank you. And just to echo real quick, it was just an awesome event yesterday, and we are so blessed by all the incredible generosity of spirit and energy that each one of us is bringing to this spiritual center. Let's see here. Let's do our prayer together. I know and affirm that my body is the exact point in time and space where I can live in limitless possibilities and perfect expression aligned with God. And so it is. Let's sing our song, I Am Loved. This is awesome. Is in my life. I am loved. I offer some contemplative quotes today. First one from Ernest Holmes, the founder of the Centers for Spiritual Living. Humankind is a threefold principle of life and action. Each person is spirit, mind, and body. From spirit, we receive inspiration and guidance. In mind, we find a perfect law of life. And through body, we prove that we are individualized points of invisible principle. A scientist so aptly says, Nikola Tesla, everyone should consider his body as a priceless gift from one whom he loves above all, a marvelous work of art, of indescribable beauty and mystery beyond human conception, and so delicate that a word, a breath, a look, nay, a thought may injure it. And lastly, from Matthew 6:22, a quote by Richard Rohr. We find ourselves through one another's eyes, and only when that has been done truthfully can we mirror others with freedom, truth, and compassion. Jesus said, the lamp of the body is the eye. If your eye is healthy, your whole body will be filled with light. So I invite you to take these words in the silence. And as we take a little deeper breath and start to return to the room, I invite you, when your eyes are open and you're ready, with the lights up, to turn to someone close by you. Let them see, look into their eyes, and let them look into yours. And say these words. I see you. You are loved. Let's do that. I see you. You are loved. I see you. You are loved. I see you. All right. Great. Thank you so much, everyone. With all the thoughts and the looks and the fellowship that we have today. And now we have some special music from Lauren James and a very wonderful message from our Reverend Steve.
There's a great thing going on, and her ending with the light has been my theme this week with the summer solstice. And I have a special connection with St. Francis of Assisi, who wrote this and was criticized horribly for it because it was bordering on paganism, because he saw God in nature. And so this is called the Canticle of the Sun. The heavens are telling the glory of God, and all creation is shouting for joy. Come dance in the forest, come play in the fields, and sing, sing to the glory of the Lord. Sing to the sun, the bringer of day. He carries the light of the Lord in his rays. Moon and the stars who light up the way. Come, come what may. The heavens are telling the glory of God, and all creation is shouting for joy. Come dance in the forest, come play in the fields, and sing, sing to the glory of the Lord. Place to the wind that blows through the trees, seas mighty storms, the gentlest breeze. They blow where they will, they blow where they please, to please the Lord. The heavens are telling the glory of God, and all creation is shouting for joy. Come dance in the forest, come play in the field, and sing, sing to the glory of the Lord. Praise for the rain, the waters our fields, blesses our crops, so all the earth yields from death unto life, her mystery revealed. Spring brings forth its joy. The heavens are telling the glory of God, and all the earth is shouting for joy. Come dance in the forest, come play in the fields, and sing, sing to the glory of, and sing, sing to the glory of, sing, sing to the glory of the Lord.
Thank you, Lauren. Let me just move this stuff around a little bit. There we are. I'll squeeze through here. Well, good morning. You can turn me down just a little. I'm a little hot this morning. But how can I be hot with this new air conditioner, huh? Boy, it's been the nick of time, right? We couldn't have planned that any better. Thank you, universe. You know, yesterday was a divine demonstration of what happens when people can come together as a community and share with each other and break bread and share their gifts. And what a blessing, you know, to have in this community. You know, we probably had about, I don't know, 75 people walk through here, 100 if you count all the volunteers. But it takes a village, it really does. You know, it takes planning and cooperation and vision, and all those things happen for us. So we're starting the planning for next year tomorrow. No, we're gonna wait. We're gonna give people a couple days off here, and then we'll start planning. But well, and my talk this is the last talk of June. Wow, we're into July next week. Woo-hoo. So this, the June theme is Living Everyday Wonder, the Body. And this week's title is The One Body. You know, we're given one body, but multiple lifetimes if you choose to believe in that sort of thing. My dad described your body as a glove. And he said that when the glove has done its job, the hand purchases a new glove. But the glove is an integral part of our experience in this plane of existence, isn't it? It is our mode of operating. This week we are exploring how our bodies are truly living communication devices with a direct line to source energy. You know, you don't need an intermediary. You don't need somebody to get to God. You are the somebody that is God in form. You don't need a deacon or a minister or a rabbi or a fill in the blank. You don't need to come to Sunday service, but we need you here every Sunday. But what this is a memory process, so we can all be around like-minded people as we connect together, because where there are numbers, there is power. There's just something about being with people. People need people. We don't isolate. When we learn to listen to what our bodies are telling us, we move into the flow with the one and can experience a full, gentle, and authentic life. The body is the one thing in the world which is completely and intimately ours. And rather than engaging in a spirituality that denies the body, we can move closer to an experience of God here and now by fully engaging with the body. This is what meditation is all about. This is what prayer treatment is all about. This is what visioning is all about. Our bodies are magnificent and magical conduits between God and our individual consciousness, and ought to be celebrated for the way they allow us to experience the world in which we live. All bodies are good bodies, and the body offers that direct path to that divine experience if we allow it. Are we allowing it? Do we even know that we're connected to it? Do we even know what it is? By loving our body and using it to connect our minds and our hearts, we listen to wisdom. We celebrate our spiritual magnificence. That's what this teaching is all about. Celebrating our spiritual magnificence. That's what yesterday was all about. It was just a party for ourselves. Don't you love to go to a good party? You know, where there's good people, good music, entertainment, and sharing of ideas, food. The body is a powerful tool for the divine, manifesting whatever is imprinted in our first cause. So we can work both top down from the mind to the body and bottom up from the body to the mind to experience the reciprocal relationship with God through the body. Do you believe your body is the body of God? Some of us may say yes, some of us may say I don't know, some of us may absolutely know it's not. Well, it depends how you treat it. Your body being that communication device with your inner thoughts and God, we need to learn how to use it. Have you ever found yourself, and I'm speaking to the choir here, in the midst of something that you do not understand, that takes the carpet out from under you in a way that you find yourself hurling through space, getting close to hitting the floor, possibly, and wondering, what the heck is this about? Why is this happening to me? And in the depths of our challenge, we've cried out to what we believe. Please, God, or please, Jesus, or something, and called out for assistance. This is what we do, right? When we're in the midst of a challenge, we go, help, help me. And because of even the atheist, in the midst of a challenge, will call out for God. It's interesting. Oh my God. Oh, wait, what do I believe? Because it's so deeply ingrained in who and what we are, we know that it's true for ourselves. But we tend to look the other way in certain situations, don't we? Like, oh, that wasn't me. So we can use our bodies to feel into the holy moments before us, becoming completely present to this here and now moment. You know, if you're worrying about what's going to happen, you're not in this now moment. If you're worrying about what did happen, you're not in this now moment. And most of our consciousness is about what we did or what we're going to do. We're not here now. We need to be here now, like right now. right here, that's when we're completely awake, alert, and aware of our God connection. It's not even a connection. You are God. In some churches, I would be struck down at this point. Not here. Not here. We believe in that. You are God. Now, if I was standing up here saying, I'm God and you're not, no, that is blasphemy. I'm God, like everybody else is. There is not a spot where God is not. You guys listen. Some of you are repeat offenders. You've been here. So we can use our bodies. Our bodies are more than just containers walking our talking heads and consciousness around this thing called life. They are the exact point in space and time where we are pressed from the limitless possibilities into the perfect and precise expression of our lives. So how did your life get to be the way it is? Do you like the way your life is? Are you happy in your life? How's it going? How's it going? Woo-hoo. All right. So if you don't like how it's going, you are always at choice. Life is the way it is because of the decisions and choices that we have made. No one has made those for you. You may feel like your family made those choices for you. You may feel like your parents made those choices for you. And they probably did at one point. But why are we still choosing what our parents wanted for us? Not that that's bad. It's just that we need to take the reins at some point, don't we? We need to go, why do I like the Green Bay Packers? Now, I love the Green Bay Packers, but as I've told you before, when I looked back at why I like the Green Bay Packers, it turns out my friend from down the street when I was growing up, Stevie Gruber, loved the Green Bay Packers because he was from Wisconsin. I got why he loved them. Once I looked back and figured it out, but why did I like him? Because Stevie did. He was my best friend. I have no connection to Wisconsin. But I love the Packers to this day. They're my team. But I also like the Eagles. And that's a whole other story. That's a whole other story. You'll have to talk to Chris about why I like the Eagles. She has a story about that one. So the body is somehow separate from our spiritual life. You know, it's like our spiritual life, and then we have this thing called the body, right? They're one and the same. Every single structure and process of our bodies is amazing when we really take the time to think about it. How does this thing called oxygen move into our being, is expelled as CO2, and somehow our lungs know exactly how to transfer that into the life-giving energy that we all breathe? How does it know how to do that? Yeah, come on, some of you know. It's a God thing. We don't know. It's part of the mystery of life. You know, right now, you're digesting food, you're moving DNA, you're moving blood, you are doing things in your body that you're not even aware of. All of us. I mean, you're not thinking, okay, digest breakfast, okay? Beat that heart, keep that heart beating, keep breathing. Your body just knows how to do it automatically. That's a miracle. That's a miracle. And it does it for hundreds of years at a time. Well, we're still working on that part. But, you know, who wants to be alive for 100 years? Everybody. Everybody. Jeanette, she's got a way to do it. Look at her. But think about it, how creative this thing called life is, that we get to move in these little spacesuits. And we jump in our cars and we drive, and we jump in airplanes and fly. We jump in rocket ships and travel, just like an ET does. You know, we show up on Mars and they're going, an alien landed here. Because we are alien to Mars. It's not where we were born. I digress. The complexity of the functions in our bodies require intrinsic symphonic harmony for our bodies, all of our bodies, to fit into this dimension. Somehow we fit into this dimension. It's incredible. How does the universe pull this astonishing act off? Billions, countless life forms existing in all the animals and plants and grains of sand and planets. How does this energy do it? And you think you're having problems paying your light bill. Is that a problem for the universe? No, but sometimes it can be a challenge. It's hard to be a light to the world when you can't pay your light bill. But we figured that out, apparently, somehow. We got the lights on. Yeah, we got lights on. Sometimes I wonder about this TV over here, but other than that, you know, so, and it's always a user error problem, right? It's always, you're always one mouse click away from a demonstration. And you just have to know which buttons to push. You just have to know which cords plug in where. You know, I had the cord plugged into the wrong input. So, you know, I was trying to figure it out. You know, sometimes our body feels that way. Sometimes we're off a little bit. You know, sometimes we've downloaded the wrong information. Sometimes we eat things that don't agree with us, or drink too much of things that we shouldn't be. Moderation is the key, folks. So our bodies are part of the fullest expression of God. And when we honor our bodies in such a way and see what a miraculous energy we truly are, it starts to act that way. You see, the miraculous energy of the universe can't become ours until we activate it. Because if it could, without our activation, we wouldn't need to be here to think about it. Because it would automatically be happening in each one of our lives, and we would have no decisions to make. You would just be a truly harmonic being living a miraculous life with no challenges. Wouldn't that be fun? I'm bored. Well, actually, we're doing it right now. You've solved enough problems to get yourself here this morning. You have gas in the car, you have a battery in the car, you have tires on it. And when you push the button or turn the key, it did something. It transported you. It's your transportation. It's your transformation device. Look at your car as your transformation device. That's a whole other talk. By getting acquainted with the activity of God through our bodies, by accessing our intuition, by listening to the nudges and at times the shouts from our body directing our lives, we move into a deeper experience of the mystery of God and our harmonious, blissful lives. How many people have had the experience of going, you know, I had this intuitive nudge and I didn't follow it. I had this feeling like I should or shouldn't have done that. And I didn't follow it because I don't know why. I just didn't do it. And then next time you'd say the same thing. Why no? If you've had the experience before, why don't you listen to it this time? I'm telling you right now, you're going to get a nudge, and I want you to follow it. And I want you to go, Reverend Steve said I had to follow this nudge, so I'm going to follow it and see what happens. It may be nothing. But what if it's the one thing that transforms your life into the blissful experience that it was here to be? And you can think of it. Actually, there's only one of us here, so you're thanking God. I'm really not here. I'm a figment of your imagination. You created me to be here to talk to you about yourselves, because it's myself too. So that brings me to my 3 talking points. Number 1. So we talked this month about how loving our bodies, feeling our feelings, and how often we suppress, and it locks certain energies and experiences into our body in ways that are not healthy for us. It can create pain. It can get in the way of our healing. When we're tired or overtaxed, and you start feeling like you're not 100%, and then you go and overtax yourself again, your body is screaming out for rest. I know a lot of you are screaming out for rest right now. You guys got up this morning after working hard yesterday, and I commend you for that. But a good rest is so good. As we learn to listen to these signs, we also discover that our bodies are consistently communicating with us and can tap into the joy and support of these messages, and it starts sharing them more often with us. Your mind-body connection is so powerful that if I was to say, smell a rose, imagine yourself smelling a rose right now. Just close your eyes and imagine the fragrance of roses. Now, if you're sitting close to Deborah Perdue, that won't be hard because she wears rose perfume, I've noticed. But each one of us, because we've smelled roses, can smell it kind of, or at least we think we smell it. See how powerful it is? Your mind has that locked in. Now, what if I was to tell you to bite into a lemon? Ooh, just the thought, maybe your muscles go, because we all know that that's the reaction of our body. But you're not biting into a lemon right this second. But your body, just by thinking about it, is having the sensation of biting into a lemon. That is how powerful our mind-body connection is. This is why it's so important to treat our bodies well. Our bodies are not separate from spirit. And engaging with our bodies is not separate from our spirituality. The body is worth attention and love for the very fact that the divine mind saw fit to manifest us into these bodies. Our bodies are spiritual instruments, and we can learn to turn closer to God by developing the patience and the attunement to listen to them deeply. This is what rest and meditation is all about. It's getting in touch with your divine self. You know, when you connect with your body and then go to sleep, there's something powerful and really good rest, isn't there? I mean, don't you love waking up after a really good, long 8-hour nap? Just go, oh man, I feel rest. I feel good. Like I want to do something today. You know, but when the alarm clock goes off a little too early and you hit that snooze bar, something in you goes right back to sleep. It says, I don't want to get up today. And that's okay too. Sometimes you have to honor that. So here's my second talking point. We can begin to experience a deeper and more profound intuition by bringing our bodies into conversation with our minds. You can develop your sense of intuition. Just like if you started writing with your non-dominant hand, if you're a right-handed person, you start writing things with your left hand, you could develop that pretty good. It might take a little while, you know. Or if you're a lefty, you know, putting your pen in the right hand, and, you know, getting ambidextrous, something like that. But we can train our minds. You can develop your intuition. And I invite you, the next time you feel like you've lost something, I like to say misplaced, because that's really what happened. Nothing like springs legs and walks away. Your keys did not somehow, walk behind the couch. Someone dropped them there, probably you. But imagine yourself as whatever particular item that you've lost. And imagine where you are right now. And look around as that item. Oh, it looks like we're in the garage. But just that feeling nature will begin to connect your intuition into a place where you may find that so-called misplaced item. Just want you to play with that. It's a way to play with your intuition. When something comes up before you, that gut feeling, listen to it. Go, you know what? I'm going to write this down. I may not heed what it says. I don't want to write this down so later I can say, look, I knew I shouldn't have done that. And next time, maybe you'll do it. The body is the biggest and most expansive antenna that you will ever have. And it is tuned directly into the divine K-G-O-D, K-God. You're tuned. Now, you remember the old, this may go back a ways, the dial tuner, where you had to get it just right. You know, you get fuzzy on one side and fuzzy, and then you get it just right. And you get that signal. It's like nobody move. You get tinfoil out on the antenna trying to get it just right. Now they have, it's all digital. You just push in the number and it goes ding, locked in. Don't you wish you could kind of tune it a little bit sometimes? I know, I miss that. How many times have possibly you've had a headache that conveniently showed up just when there was an event that you really didn't want to attend? But you didn't feel comfortable simply saying no to it. You know, saying no is saying yes to yourself. And it's okay to do that. Don't overcommit yourself. You're better off saying, you know, no, I have something else going on. I have a date with myself, which is okay to make. If we ignore our intuition and our desires, the body will respond with signals designated and designed to point us back in the direction of what's right for us and away from what we don't want to. We have to listen to our bodies. When you get that feeling like, I don't want to do that, don't do it. Because when ignored, this can show up as pain or, in extreme cases, dis-ease. When respected, this can create a state of give and take, a state of flow between the one mind and the individual mind. When you've developed that intuitive, you live a better life because the divine is giving you signals. You know, the divine is shouting to us all the time from the corners of the universe. But we can't hear it because the divine does not speak in English or in any language. It's feelings, it's sensation. Number 3, what keeps us from listening to the wisdom of our bodies? What is it that makes the still small voice that whispers through your mind acceptable? Yet the soft whisper or the screaming siren at times, you live in my mind, through our bodies are dismissed as only a condition and not given the opportunity to teach us what they're trying to teach us. There are gifts in everything. We just need to look for them. Your body is the place where your individual soul presses against the one soul. This vehicle that lets us participate in the experience of this world. As I always bring my dad in. My dad says that your body is a place, it's like where your car parks itself in its garage for an instant in eternity. So your life is where your soul has parked itself for an instant in eternity. Doesn't it feel like a long instant? It's been a long instant, but you know what's been a good instant too. So take advantage of it. Enjoy your life. Even if this guidance feels off or confusing, what would it be like to trust this divine instrument? We don't have to understand every single insight or intuitive nudge, but I'd like to get some more than I normally do. Wouldn't you like to have a direct line? We might find that the more that we listen, truly listen to our bodies, the more sense it begins to make. The more we practice listening, the more we're able to be present in the here and now and in the awareness of God itself. Because it's happening through each of us all the time, right here and right now. So in conclusion, our bodies are individualized expressions of the body of God. Each one of us is a cell in the body of God, and it would be incomplete without them. We have a purpose. We are so accustomed to dismissing these intuitive nudges. Somehow we think that it should be some grand transcendent, someone beaming down into our lives. So we wait for that. When we've had all these people show up in our lives that are the miracle, but we're waiting for the helicopter, right? You know what joke I'm talking about. So by listening deeply into the physical, we can have a deep experience of the communion with the divine. And our bodies are divine instruments for that connection, created so that we can have this experience of life and we can be used by the infinite as an angel of God itself. You know that each one of us are angels. You are your brother's keeper. But we only get the angelic energy when we act the part. Sometimes we forgot. That's okay. We need to remember who we are. And this physical body is the connection. This week, take time to really notice what your body's telling you and follow its advice. What shifts, insights, or ahas might you have if you began to use this magnificent tool for all it's worth? So it is. It's time for our prayer experience. So if you'd like to just close your eyes, and we'll take the lights down for a moment and remember who we are. I invite you to connect to your body. Your body is that special vessel in which the very energy of the creative energy itself presides. You are unified in the field of all opportunity right here and right now. You have never not been the energy of love personified. We may have not always acted in that way, but you cannot stop the energy of love that flows through each one of us. I know that our body, being that divine connection, is right here and right now healed in a beautiful and magnificent way. That anyone who is walking through any type of challenge, who can change their vision from the challenge to what they believe the creative energy of the wisdom of the universe is to them, is in the process of the healing. For my friends, healing is always happening. And as we step out of the way, as we get our bloated nothingness out of the way, the divine circuits begin to flow. Connections are made. Abundance is sourced. Answers come. Challenges fall back into the nothingness from which they came. As we thank them for their messages, for their opportunities, and for the movement that they have brought us into new places of awareness, that is the right use of any and every challenge. So we're grateful for our challenges. We don't curse them. We thank them for the information that they're giving us. And in so doing, the pain is released. The challenge is overcome. And the connection is now made as who and what we truly are. So I give thanks. How grateful we are to have these bodies, to treat them properly, to feed them well and exercise them, and to love them at depth. We give great thanks. We are so grateful for the opportunity to express in this plane of existence. That we release this word, placing these words directly into the living, loving law of mind, where something powerful has been healed. Something wonderful is happening by means of each one of us. And we give great thanks for that as we release this and say, and so it is. Amen. It's time for our offertory ideas about sharing. So if you'd like to bring your gift to your heart, let's recite this together. I give freely through joyously of my gifts, knowing I live in great abundance and prosperity. I am a gift of God, and so it is.
Sing with me, I know you know the song. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. I shine. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. We shine.
Thank you. Let's say a prayer for our offertory this morning. From the love of pure spiritual energy, these tithes and gifts have been collected. They are evidence of our faith, our belief, and our ability to manifest in this world of form. They do good work in the world. They bless the giver and receiver and allow this Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living to be open and available, teaching love, peace, and harmony to all those who choose and even those who may not know. Love is this community. And we give great thanks as we affirm it together by saying, and so it is. Well, it's time for our final song. If you'd like to stand up, let's sing.
Okay.
Would you like to sing? Oh, you've got one.
I think Reverend Steve, it'd be nice to hear you on guitar on this one. I think you would be tempted to do this, and do we have a slide for this?
I'm not sure.
Okay, well, that's all right, because I know you know the chorus to this. We're all walking each other home, right? Wash away my troubles, wash away my pain. Make the rain shine for love. Wash away my sorrow, wash away my shame, with the rain of Shambhala. Everyone is helping, everyone is kind on the road to Shambhala. Everyone is loving, everyone is so kind on the road to Shambhala. Are you? Are you? I can tell my sister by the flowers in her eyes on the road to Shambhala. I can tell my brother by the flowers in his eyes on the road to Shambhala. Here we go.
Well, it's time for our closing affirmation, which says, please repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening right now.
Something wonderful is happening right now.
It's happening in my mind.
It's happening in my mind.
It's happening in my body.
It's happening in my body.
And in the body of my affairs.
And in the body of my affairs.
I think it.
I think it.
I feel it.
I feel it.
And I know it. Just the way that it is.
Just the way that it is.
Just the way that it is not.
Just the way it is.
Thank you, life.
Thank you, life.
Have an awesome week, everybody. Happy summer.